Hey, what's going on? Luke here, and we're here to do my tips and predictions for round 6 of the 2023 NRL season. Now, my Bulldogs have been absolutely flying in terms of previous years. So I'm feeling very positive, very happy going into this round, despite my Bulldogs probably going to get towed up by the Rabbitohs. But we'll get to that at a later date, or at a later time. I mean, it's going to be the exact same date. It's going to be in this video in particular. So stay tuned for that. But before we get into my tips and predictions, I need to just mention that if you happen to enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel. The likes are super important. I've noticed a trend of, the more likes I get, the more views overall I end up getting. So if you're watching this, leave a like. It's very much appreciated. Also, if you'd like to help out the channel even further, go ahead and become a member. You're seeing on the screen right now. Shout out to all of the members. You can see it right now. All the super chatters as well. It definitely does not go unnoticed, you being a member. You get special emojis to use, and also you get to feature in videos as well. So go ahead, become a member, leave super chats when I stream, do all that sort of stuff. Now we can get into my tips and predictions. And the first game of the round 6 is the Melbourne Storm taking on the Sydney Roosters. Joey Manu in at fullback. Let me just check if it's still Jahrome Hughes out. Yeah, so Jahrome Hughes is back this week. For the Storm side. It's looking a little bit more Storm-ish this side, I guess. It's probably the best way to put it, but the Roosters are looking a little bit more Rooster-ish. Obviously no Tedesco, but with how he's been playing this year, I don't know if that's like a huge loss. Now, obviously, he's very inspirational for the side. I suppose even if he's not out there scoring tries left, right, and centre or setting them up, like he's still going to be a force on the field. A lot of meters, all that sort of stuff. But if you want to talk about meters, Joey Manu, he excels in that. He definitely has Tedesco covered. He's got the whole NRL covered. He's literally set the record for most meters at fullback. I can't remember if this is like his first game back. It's he hasn't played fullback this year, I should say. So it's his first game at fullback, but I'm expecting him to hit the ground running. It is at Melbourne, but I feel like Melbourne just don't have that aura this year, and I feel like Melbourne are definitely going to compete. I wouldn't be surprised if Melbourne win this one, but for me, just going into this one with the momentum the Roosters sort of been building, and Joey Manu at fullback, I feel like I saw some stat of like the last 9 games he's played, he's won. Like he's 9 from 9 or something along the lines of that. It could be at fullback, could have just been in general, but look, Joey Manu, fantastic player. I think he's going to inspire them to a win. For me, Roosters 1-12. Like both the sides are fairly even, so I feel like whoever wins is going to be a 1-12er, but I'm going to go with the Roosters for that one. On to the second game, it's my Bulldogs. It's Good Friday, the Good Friday clashes. Always a fantastic clash. Also, I want to say happy Easter to everybody as well. If you support, if you support Easter, happy Easter. But yeah, we got Good Friday, the clash, traditional clash. The Bulldogs up against the Rabbitohs. My Bulldogs look a little bit worse for wear. Obviously, got the win against the Cowboys last week in Golden Point. Rabbitohs flying pretty decent as well. I mean, they're in 13th spot. Like Bulldogs are in 8th, Rabbitohs 13th spot. But I think in terms of just actually how they're playing, the Rabbitohs have been taking on some pretty hard opponents. So I don't think it accurately represents how both teams are traveling. And I do expect the Rabbitohs to win this one. Honestly, probably like a 13-pluser. The Bulldogs have been so gritty that I feel like they'll be in the contest. They'll definitely be in the contest. What the scoreline ends up, I'm not sure, but I'm expecting the Bulldogs to be fighting, especially with the crowd. I'm expecting it to be a big crowd. Generally is a big crowd at the Easter show, big atmosphere. Even in some of the worst sides the Bulldogs have had, they generally sort of get up for this game. So I'm expecting it to be a good one. Would not be shocked at all if the Bulldogs end up pulling off a victory here. Maybe an ambush, but the smart money you'd have to say is on the Rabbitohs. In fact, I was saying 13 plus earlier. I'm going to go 1-12. I think it'll be a tight one. I think Rabbitohs would just edge them. Probably get like a bit of a lead and then Bulldogs fight back like they did last week. I can't see them getting the job done. So I'm tipping against my own side. I'm going the Rabbitohs 1-12. On to the second game of Friday night. It is the North Queensland Cowboys taking on just the Dolphins. Redcliffe Dolphins. But let's just say Redcliffe Dolphins. It's easier. So Redcliffe up against North Queensland. The Cowboys in 14th spot. They're absolutely woeful this year, realistically. In terms of what we saw last year compared to this year, they are nowhere near it. Can they get back to that level? I'm going to say yes, but mate, they've got a long way to go. And the Dolphins are kind of falling off. I thought this might have happened. You can only be up for so long, and they've got a lot of injuries, especially in the halves. I do expect the Cowboys to win this one. I know, like, position-wise, 14th up against 7th. Kind of reminds, it's like the Bulldogs, 8th up against 13th. I don't think it represents the caliber of both these sides. I feel like the Cowboys are one of the upper echelon sides still. They're just sort of suffering with a few injuries. Obviously, Drinkwater not there. Townsend's not playing that good this year. A few of the things that were going right last year just aren't there this year. And I expect them to sort of get their mojo back a bit. And it might start with this game. A home game in front of the Dolphins. look, can they put a score on? Yes, they can. I think they will, actually. I think it's going to be 13 plus Cowboys. I think Cowboys have finally got to get their mojo back. Finally going to put the sword into a side. I think they're finally going to get a win, especially after last week. They can probably find themselves hard done by. Like, they led for, 79 minutes. And then, obviously, Bulldogs came in at the clutch, at the death, my doggies. Matty Burton kicking the goal. But, I mean, a penalty goal from Holmes that he missed, that he generally would kick. He missed that, and that gave the Bulldogs the opportunity. So he ices that. He ices the game. So, look, the Cowboys aren't far off, and I feel like the Dolphins are going to suffer from this. And, being a clash of the two Queensland sides, it just doesn't have that feel that the Roosters and Dolphins... sorry, not the Roosters. The Broncos and Dolphins had, being North Queensland rather than Brisbane. Like, it's two Queensland sides, but it just doesn't have that same feel. So I'm going to go Cowboys 13 plus. I think it's going to be a good one, though. Just in terms of entertainment-wise, I think it's going to be a good one. On to Super Saturday, Penrith Panthers take on Manly Warringah Seagulls in arguably match of the round, in my opinion. You have the Panthers, who have finally found some form. Hoskins looking fantastic. Cleary's gone again. The Wire's going good again. Basically, the Panthers are looking a lot more Panther-esque than what they did in the first couple of rounds. It was a great first couple of rounds where we could sit here and be like, oh, the decline of the Penrith Panthers. Not so much. Zach Hoskins came along and just ruined everything. He ruined everything, man. We could have just stuck with Garner, all those sort of guys. Could have stuck with them, but no. We end up with Hosking, who's killing it. Manly, on the other hand, looked very good in the opening stages, and I feel like they've dropped off a little bit. So I'm not really sure what to... can't get a read on Manly, because I thought they looked fantastic to start off the season. I thought, all right, here we go. But classic Seabold coaching, right? Like, they look good a couple of weeks, and then they look absolutely shit the next couple of weeks. So I don't know if last week was a reflection on the opposition just looking good, or Manly just being bad. I don't really know. But for me, Panthers win this one easy. I think they win 13 plus. As much as Tommy and all that, I think Tommy's going to have a big game. I just don't think them as a team can hang with the Panthers side at the moment. Panthers they got their form back. That's pretty much it. The best way to put it. Got their form back, got their mojo back. Speaking of teams getting their mojo back, Panthers definitely one of them. So I'm going to go Panthers 13 plus for this one. Schuster's back for Manly, but just not enough for me. Into the second game, Brisbane Broncos in first spot up against the Canberra Raiders in 16th spot. I was really going to say last, but they definitely are not last. We've got West Tigers for that one. But look, Raiders aren't travelling too much better, let me tell you that much. The whole Jack Whiten, scandal, scenario, saga is probably the best word. Saga, let's go with saga. I think it's going to be a disruption, but also, like, the Broncos are absolutely flying at the moment. They are killing it, and I expect them to keep killing it. When you got a guy like Sebastian Kris at fullback, they've had to bring Jared Croker, who they were like, nah, we're not even going to give him his 300th. Never, ever, ever. And they're going that bad that they've had to chuck him in there. Look, Brett Snyder, Jamal Fogarty. This one literally screams out the Broncos to win 13 plus, 20 plus, maybe even 30 plus at home too. Broncos are going to towel them up. I can tell you that much. It's going to be a bloodbath. I can just feel it. I can feel it in the air, guys. Broncos at full strength up against Raiders, who are playing shit but also under strength. 13 plus for sure. For sure. I don't even need to think about that one or talk about that one too much. On to Sunday, we have 3 games left, I should say. I forgot about, Easter, Monday. I should mention the Sharks are actually the team with the bye too. So, Nico Hines fans, Supercoach, get him out of there. So, Sunday sees the Gold Coast Titans taking on the St. George Illawarra Dragons. In my opinion, 2 very similar sides. Blake Laurie coming out and talking about the Dragons aiming for a top 4 spot. Mate, they should aim 4 wins in this whole season. That's dead set the Dragons in 2023. That's the caliber of their side. The Titans have looked decent at times, I should say. They've also looked absolutely terrible at times. So, I don't know. Dragons are the same thing. I don't really know what you're going to get. A lot of hot and cold players. Just looking at the lineups, I'm trying to look for something that might steer it in one direction. No Kieran Foran for the Titans. Something tells me that the Dragons might actually win this one. But, I mean, it's a home game for the Titans, so the easy pick would be the Titans win. And I think I like the Titans more, so I'm just going to go with the Titans. Let's go 1-12. I don't think it'll be a bloodbath or anything. No Brimson as well. So, Brimson and Foreign are out. So, that's quite a different spine to what they've been playing with, which sort of leads me to think, like, Ben Hunt's there, Tyrell Sloan. As much as the Dragons' spine isn't fantastic, but at least they're playing there every week sort of thing. They're not swapping and changing. I think Ben Hunt could be quite good. Sully. In fact, I'm going to change Dragon. Let's go Dragons 1-12. I've just changed on the spot. Sorry, Titans fans. I've just changed. That could be a very bad move in terms of my tipping. On to the next game of Sunday. Actually, the last game of Sunday. The Newcastle Knights taking on maybe everybody's second to third favourite side, depending on where you look at the Dolphins. But we have the New Zealand Warriors, definitely my favourite New Zealand side. There you go, it's the only side, you know what I mean? Knights, looking a lot better than what they did at the start of the season. Obviously, Ponga's back in the country. He's back training with them. So a little bit away from actually playing, but they haven't looked like a total shit show in recent weeks. The Warriors definitely don't look like a shit show. They look like one of the better shows out there, and one of the better ones. Warriors killing at the moment. That's all that can be said, really. An away game, which generally has been a bit of trouble for them, but this year they seem to be handling it okay. They're in second spot. I can't believe I'm saying the Warriors in second spot in 2023. All the good sides, and you have the Warriors there. In fact, you are a good side, I should say. Probably don't give them enough respect. A few people have said that in the comments, but hey, in previous years, in previous times, Warriors have not been good, but they are good this year. Shaun Johnson's killing it. It's just a matter of whether they can keep it up, similar to the Dolphins. Can they keep it going for an extended time, rather than a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks there? Can they keep it going? I think they will keep it going in this game. Knights are in 11th, a little bit higher than what I thought they would be, but look, if Knights come out and win this one, yeah, you go, oh, it's a home game, of course they're going to win, but like realistically, everything form-wise, I mean, Warriors are in second. Warriors have to win this one. They have to. If they're the real deal, which some people are actually saying, I think Warriors have to win this one. I'm going to say 1-12 because I think it will actually be a tight one because it's a home game for the Knights. I think the crowd will get them going. But yeah, you got to go the Warriors, right? You got to. Even just in terms of like teams I like, I've got to pick the Warriors over them, man. Warriors 1-12, that's it. I don't really have too much logic in that apart from form guide. I'm just going with that one. Also, they got Shaun Johnson. So like, I like Shaun, I like Chance, I like a few of their players. Wade Egan's pretty cool. Tamari Martin, I like a lot of their players. Going into the very last game of the round is the West Tigers up against the Eels. Is this maybe the Spoon Bowl of 2023? Sure seems that way with how it's been, how the season's gone. Obviously, Tigers are going to win the Spoon by far. They look absolutely terrible. Parrot absolutely pound them. I think Parrot are going to win 13+. I don't really think it needs like a lot to be said. I mean, I could do an individual video talking about the Tigers and talk about how bad they are, but like they don't deserve the energy, man. Like, I feel like everybody's talked about that. Everybody's talking about Pasco and Tim Sheens and all that. Like, when I do my streams and I do these videos, obviously it's going to come up from time to time, but I mean, the Tigers suck. Parramatta win by 13+. It's not really even a Parramatta thing. It's just like the Tigers are the Tigers. So yeah, I'm not picking the Tigers, man, that's for sure. Anyways, those are my tips and predictions for round 6 of the 2023 NRL season. If you happen to enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, make sure to use the notification bell. Don't rely on sub boxes. Use the notification bell and never miss any of my videos. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and leave a comment as well. The comments are super important in terms of people seeing it. The more engagement, the better. I will definitely respond. Don't you worry about that, no matter what it is. Just let me know, what are your tips for this week? Also, go ahead and chuck me a follow on social media. It's on screen right now. It's Mr. Luke and YT for the most part. In fact, I keep saying for the most part, I'm just so used to the Facebook being there, but no Facebook anymore. So it's just straight up Mr. Luke. You're seeing it on the screen right now. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. Shout out to everybody who made it through the video. Got to see right to the end. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for watching. Much appreciated. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you for the next one. See yous.